Or is this full-time MMA now?
I love full-time MMA right now.
Back to the daily grind, and shout out to the full-time patrons. Make sure to hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not a baby back bagel biting bitch boy, cause you know what time it is. It's full time.
MMA.
We just found out that Tony Ferguson, the former UFC interim lightweight champion, was medically cleared to return to fight. Now with that being said, it's just in time to potentially be on the same card as Conor McGregor and Khabib, who are going to be fighting October 6th at UFC 229. Now I say that because that is something that Dana White has said that he would like to do. Tony Ferguson, of course, a lot of people feel like maybe he should not have been stripped of his interim title, but you know how that goes, man. When it's time to fight for the title, you're the interim champion, you get injured. Sometimes the show's got to go on, and so Tony Ferguson was just the victim of an unfortunate situation. But with that being said, he's still one of the best lightweights in the world, and Dana White has said that if Conor McGregor and Khabib, the fight does get made, which it is made now, that he would like to put Tony Ferguson on that same card, just in case Khabib Nurmagomedov or Conor McGregor pulls out. And I wanted to say just in case Khabib, because Conor McGregor doesn't ever pull out of fights, but you know, you don't want to jinx it, and anything can happen. Anyone can get injured. So just in case either one of these guys pulled out of the fight, Tony Ferguson would have been a great replacement. And now that he's cleared to fight, he still can beat. But before Tony Ferguson got cleared to fight, Kevin Lee, the Motown Phenom, had the same idea. He says, my camp is starting with or without an opponent. Somebody's getting their ass beat October 6th, and I'm not about to go back and forth with you about it. They shook. So Kevin Lee looks like he's ready to fight as well, and step in potentially if one of these guys fall out. Now I'll say this, if it was between Tony Ferguson and Kevin Lee, I think Tony Ferguson would get the nod, being the fact that he beat Kevin Lee in the interim title fight. Now, maybe this would be a great time for a rematch. Kevin Lee wants to fight on the card. Tony Ferguson, maybe. I mean, we haven't heard if Tony Ferguson wants to fight on October 6th, but I mean, that would be a great time for him to get back. You know, now that he just got cleared, gives him about the same amount of time as McGregor and Khabib. Their fight just got announced, so, I mean, I'm sure they've been staying ready. But their fight just got announced, so if you're starting a fight camp, Kevin Lee's just starting. It seems like everybody's just about to be starting their fight camps for October 6th at UFC 229. So now that Tony Ferguson's cleared to fight, maybe he'll decide to do the same thing as Kevin Lee, start a fight camp. And this is the thing, though. Do you book an opponent? Because let's talk about this for a second. We saw Kamaru Usman recently. He said he's doing this same thing for Tyron Woodley versus Darren Till. He's starting a camp and weighing in just in case one of them pull out of the fight. He'll step in and get that opportunity. But Kamaru Usman doesn't have an opponent kind of like Kevin Lee right now. And in my mind, it's like, hey, if you're going to be, you know, going through a camp and cutting weight, you might as well fight a guy and get a paycheck. And then just in case somebody gets pulled out, you still are the guy that steps up. If Kamaru Usman fights, and he already fought Emil Meek, so I'm just using this as an example. Let's just use Mike Perry. Let's say Kamaru Usman was fighting Mike Perry, and I know Mike Perry's fighting Cowboy, but I'm just using him as an example. Let's say Kamaru Usman was just decided, you know, to weigh in and have a training camp for UFC 228. You might as well fight a guy like Mike Perry or somebody in the meantime, because if not, you're going to be weighing in and doing a training camp for nothing. You might as well at least get a fight in. And then if someone does pull out, you still have that opportunity to step up. But I mean, unless you're just not pressed for the money or you don't really just feel like fighting or risking it, if you're going to be weighing in, you might as well get a fight. And it seems like Kevin Lee is down for that. He says, my camp's starting without an opponent, but somebody's getting their ass beat. So I don't know if it's going to be Tony Ferguson, but it definitely looks like Kevin Lee plans on being on that October 6th card. If Tony Ferguson gets on there, oh my Lord, that's going to be even more stacked. I'm not going to lie, I'd be down to see the rematch between Kevin Lee and Tony Ferguson on that same card. I mean, Kevin Lee coming in without staph infection, healthy. Tony Ferguson coming back. Honestly, that fight might play out in a different result. Thinking about it like that, we got to see how Tony Ferguson's going to be coming off of his injury. Kevin Lee would be coming in without staph infection. If Kevin Lee fought Tony Ferguson, whoo, that would be a crazy fight as well. So I'd be down for that rematch at UFC 229. We'll see what happens, but it looks like Kevin Lee wants to be on the card, and Dana White said that he wanted Tony Ferguson on the card, which would be a great place for Ferguson if he's looking to potentially step in and get that title fight. So we'll see what happens. With that being said, man, it is what it is. Let the full-time family know what you think in the comments. And before we go, shout out to all the full-time MMA white belts that have hit the subscribe button. Make sure you also hit the bell right next to it so you get notified every time I upload a new video, or some of the time that I upload a new video, because YouTube's notification bell is a player hater. But this is one of the hardest working independent MMA channels on YouTube. We provide daily updates, full fight card breakdowns and predictions. We make MMA fighter freestyles, and we've already interviewed pro fighters Aljamain Sterling, Sean O'Malley, Felony Charles Bennett, and Bruce Lush-Medio in just a little over a year as an MMA channel. We're one of the fastest growing MMA channels on YouTube. So with that being said, if you're interested in more videos like this, check out the Full-Time MMA Dojo over at patreon.com. One of the things you can see while you're over there are some of the goals of the channel, and also more free videos like this, betting advice, and more. We just launched the Full-Time MMA store over on teespring.com, and we've got some limited edition gear in order to celebrate that. We've got some Day One Poop the Other Side shirts that are only available for a limited time. Also, you got leggings, phone cases, Don't Be a Bagel Biter, coffee mugs, and more. With that being said, you can check the links out in the description if you want to check out the Full-Time MMA Dojo or the Full-Time MMA store on Teespring. I apologize about the long outro, but a closed mouth don't get fed, so respect. Let the Full-Time family know what you think in the comments. I'm out.
Da 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 da. It's the motherfucking DOG.